Well, hi guys. We are going to do a law of sines video today, and this shout out goes to Emily White and Hannah Bourne because they claim that I'm a vampire. And so I found this cute little picture here. Um, and this shout out is for them. I thought that's sort of pretty cute there. Anyway, we're going to start with a really cool video, and we're sticking with Emily because Emily loves Justin Bieber so much. So we're going to listen to a couple minutes about sine law and cosine law. Makes me want to dance. Uh, uh, uh. Almost done with this if you're in pain. Alright, we're stopping that. Anyway. Okay, oh, there's a vampire picture again. Alright, so what we're going to do is we are going to look at a couple specific examples. After that, let me pull up my smart notebook here. Okay, law of sines is so easy. You're really going to like this. When we were doing law of cosines in the video from yesterday, we dealt with a side angle side triangle. You can also use law of cosines for a side triangle. Now, law of sines you're going to want to use if you don't have that. I'm going to show you an example of that. So let's say we have a triangle here. I'll title this Law of Sines. I guess I should tell you what that formula is. By the way, that says that the sine of angle A over A equals the sine of angle B over B, and that also equals the sine of angle C over C. We're going to be doing nothing but cross multiplication. You're going to love this. By the way, this is also true if you flip these over. A over sine A equals B over sine B equals C over sine C. And again, I'm using lowercase letters for sides and uppercase letters for angles. So let's just say I had A, B, C, and I knew that this angle was a 38-degree angle. And so this angle right here, a 28-degree angle, 28, and then the side length here is 17. This kind of triangle is an angle-angle side triangle, and you can't use the law of cosines to set this one up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the side length across from C. I'll put an X there. And if you do 180 minus these other two angles, you get that that's 114. So I'm going to set up my formula. My formula would be the sine of 38 degrees, the sine of angle A, over side length A, has to equal the sine of 114 over this side length X. And Stephanie Ouellette today was talking to me 6th period, and she was close with this relationship, and this does work in angle side. You can you can really set up a proportion to solve for missing sides and angles in some specific triangles. So anyway, if you cross multiply here, you get that X equals 17 times the sine of 114 over the sine of 38. I got that by cross multiplying, and I get about 25.2. So super duper easy. All right, let's do one other example, and that is where I have two sides at an angle, and I'm looking for a missing angle. Let's have this picture here. All right, A, C, B. That's 3.4, and I'll have this 6.5. And then I'll have this angle A, 80 degrees. This triangle is a side-side angle, and again, you can't use law of cosines here. So let's set up the law of sines, and let's try and find the measure of angle B. So I would start with the sine of 80 degrees over 6.5. This side length is directly across from the angle, has to equal the sine of angle B over 3.4. And so if you cross multiply, you get that the sine of angle B has to equal 3.4 times the sine of 80 over 6.5. And so you end up arc sining all of that. So the measure of angle B equals the arc sine of 3.4 times the sine of 80 over 6.5. So you arc sine this with your calculator, and you get that it's about 31 degrees. And that is pretty much it. I will see you guys Monday. I hope you have a great weekend.